Starting off late today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I'm just trying to fix this. Sorry, not my voice. But let's see if this is better. Okay. Hey everyone, two watching right now. That's awesome. Hi two. Drop a note. Say hello. I just want to make sure I get that messaged out. Don't be a stranger. And today, as promised, I'm going to be showing you the. I'm going to take this beast out. This beast, the fabled beast. There. Put that on, and let's see what we can accomplish with this. And I'm gonna start moving stuff around here. Maybe open up another window in a few minutes. Or I'll do it now, and then it won't take time off our schedule in a little while. But let's plug this bad boy in. So, history of this particular item. The history of this particular item is I found this on. Let's see, I can't. Can you hear me? It'd be helpful for you guys to let me know. The history of this particular item was that it was the body was on reverb, and it was super cheap. And you know, the thing about this this stuff is that I just want to make sure I'm not going to fold back either here. The thing about this stuff is that you get as a player, I start to get this thing called gear acquisition syndrome. Of course, the more you play, the more gear that you have to have. So, and I can't tell if you can hear me. Oh, because of course my speakers are off. So that's probably something I should resolve. Let's do the top ones. They're easier to reach. As much as I said that, it really didn't turn out to be true. But, shit. Let's try this side. It's knowing where the switch is the hard part. So you get to... So we had a power outage last night. We had a power outage last night. You know, living in California during wildfire season, that stuff happens on occasion. There it is. A transformer blows, and then you're looking at hours without power. Fuck. This is no fun. And I end up walking around off camera. Anyways, the power went off last night. Camera. Anyways, the power went off last night. Yes. Anyways, the There. The power went off last night, and the UPS, my two substantially sized battery backup systems started beeping like crazy. Left all my stuff on, and so that gives me the benefit of the UPS. It gives me time to shut everything off. So I went around, shut everything off. Of course, it's warm. It's very warm here at this time of year. So so I unplugged one of my UPSs and brought it to the bedroom to plug the fans in, so we could have at least one, a half-assed comfortably night of sleep. And so this morning, after the power came back on, and after we had breakfast and everything, I had to hook everything up. So of course I'm late. The power's off for like 5 hours, overnight, and so here I am. But the story of this guitar is that this thing appeared on Reverb. I was surfing around because I had this like stupid, unreasonable desire to buy a cheap double neck, and the body appeared, and I thought this was actually like the first of my most recent round of parts acquisitions. So the body appears. It's a PV Hydra. This is a vintage old stock. So it would never been. PV had built a whole bunch of these, but I guess they were not as popular as they hoped. So some of these, somebody bought the whole store of these things, of the body blanks sitting around. They were finished and all that, but they were also they had been routed for PV Zone pickups, which were slightly larger, and also the necks are very much a proprietary thing for PV. These were 24 fret, 25. I think they were 25-inch scale, 24 fret. So it's really tough to get that. You can't find it at Warmouth. You can't find it, just like it's either you get Gibson 24.75, 22 or 21 fret, or you get the standard like Ibanez or like Shredder type 25.5 and 24, or the Fender 22s that are 25.5. So I had to go to, I found a builder in China who made these two necks. It was kind of a impromptu thing, because you're never quite sure what you're going to get when you order from overseas. And so you end up, so I got worried, and I thought, well, I'll just get like a couple of necks that have the PRS headstocks without thinking more deeply about it. And I mean, since then I've also come up with like my own idea for what a headstock shape would be. But I said, oh, I just want a PRS headstock, 12 and 6, 25-inch scale with 24 frets. Pardon me. So it took about 4 weeks to get them. But these are really nice necks. They turned out really well. The frets weren't quite dressed, like they weren't leveled exactly right to when I got them, but they were these are really nice necks. They have the dual action truss rods, so that I was thinking originally of taking out the truss rod bullet from here and replacing it with a pinwheel, which would be really unique. I'll put a pinwheel up here. But when you loosen it up, it actually tightens. You go to loosen it and you think you're going to pull the bullet out, but it actually tightens the truss rod again. And so you end up with a negative action. so that if the neck is bowed backwards, you can loosen the truss rod up until it tightens up significantly, that it will actually push the neck back straight. And I didn't get into what the construction of it was. I think that I didn't ask them specifically, but I think their construction is that they put 2 carbon fiber rods on either side of the truss rod. So it ends up this guitar turned out outstandingly well. The necks from China cost me $140. The 2 of them together, shipped, $140. So that's like scary spectacular. And in the course of investigating other, continuing on with other builds, I found out that you can actually get stuff even cheaper of similar or better quality. So that's where the whole idea of starting up the custom guitar thing came up, was that I can source these parts that are like actually really fantastic. This guitar was finished with, I used a True Oil, gun stock oil to start with, to seal up the grains, and put on about 5 layers, and used $000 steel wool. Pardon me, each time between each layer to get it down to so it's nice and smooth and not very thick, and also doesn't it stays really fast. And then the last layer was this linseed, polymerized linseed oil and beeswax that I've been using on the other instruments, and the bodies most particularly, but especially using them on the roasted maple necks. This turned out really nice because it really brings out the shine. You don't have to put a finish on a roasted neck because they're already very stable, and the grains are fairly well sealed from the roasting action. But to be able to put that oil on really brings out any flame or any other pattern that's in the wood, and it looks beautiful. So anyway, this is the guitar. I'm running it through my Kemper profiler, and we can just I'll just give you a small demo. The thing is wired up to be volume for the top neck, tone, and then volume for the bottom neck. This is the bottom neck's pickup selector. This is the selector between the top and the bottom, and then there, the top neck switch. So right now I've got it on the treble, on the bridge setting pickup, and so you can hear it sounds pretty outstanding. So that's the bridge pickup, and now we can go. in the middle position. There's that. We'll switch over to the big bad. Oh, I pulled the wrong one. Anyway, stuff to get used to. This is the beast. It's a really sweet sounding. Just, to satisfy my rush cravings. I did promise to have my Telecaster built today, but of course the power outage last night, because I usually do my soldering work pretty late in the evening. I'm trying to optimize my time. I try to optimize my time because on the weekends, there's a lot of stuff to do on top of, I'm teaching our 9-year-old how to ride a bike. So now let's actually transition over to something different. So now you get to see, this is the old project. This is the project that I think I demonstrated last week with my friend Mark's wonderful bass playing on here. So bass and drums. And I'm going to try to play I'm going to add a new track here. And we're going to pick the Kemper main outputs, and this is the Hydra 12 string. been having issues with the monitor selection and the USB connections on it. It's been delayed. The keyboard connection doesn't work very well through that USB. Something I need to investigate. But anyways, I'm going to add this in. Let's see, let's go all the way over here. And we'll see, because I want to make sure that I have the Kemper so it's not peaking. There. So that's nice. And I'm going to essentially, what I'm going to do is try and duplicate, but do a better job of, so I'm going to mute that out. I'm going to duplicate the Breedlove 6 string on the Hydra 12, 6 and 12 and replace that track. And then I'll come back and do the Breedlove 6 string for sections, like this will be the guide track then, and then I will edit it back to where the vocals start. This will come in, and I'm not going to be doing so much strumming. I'm going to do more arpeggiation on this, and then the Breedlove will be strumming. I think one of the weaknesses of the song right now is that the Breedlove was direct injected. I just plugged it in from the piezo, and the piezo and the Breedlove just doesn't sound that great. So, you know, I can come back and do that with the microphone or just stereo mic it, and it'll sound better going forward. But I would like to have a guide guitar track to carry me through the whole song. So let's give it a try here and see how it goes. So it's going to be a count, 3 count of 4. Oops. It's going to be a 3 count of 4 before I start playing. Or 3 bars of 4 count. Fuck that up. Okay. All right. Just let it ring on a bit, and let's go back and listen to it, because, playing it and listening to it sometimes are mutually exclusive. I made one flub up on the last verse. My hands were starting to cramp up. I haven't sufficiently warmed up yet. So let's hear it and see what we think. Okay, Google, stop. So that sounds pretty good. actually quite like that. Kind of leaves me to think that I don't need, definitely don't need the Breedlove and the Turner tracks, the rhythm tracks in here. I'll remove that for sure. The 12-string track, I think, still a little bit. I mean, and this one, the acoustic 12-string. that might be something in fact, I'll remove it. So, and then the Breedlove 6-string, I'm gonna approach it like a strummy instrument. So it will have the thinking that I'm listening to it now is the acoustic 6-string will sit right in the middle because it's a mono track. Even though I'll double mic it, but I'll merge them into a single track in mono, or I can do one track for each mic, but I'll mix them so they're in the center. Like maybe at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, so that it widens it out a bit. But it will sit in the middle because this 12-string sits, the double neck 12-string sits really nicely, big and wide, with with a lot of reverb and delay that it's got on the patch. I mean, I may come back and change that up and replay it, but I like the sound of it. This is turning out pretty nice in that regard. And yeah, for the most part, I mean, I think I'll have to go back and do some critical listening to hear more in depth, but I think everything I did here was pretty much on point for what for being in meter with Mark on his bass and drums. So that's it. You know, this could very well be with one more, with the acoustic track, it could be very well ready for vocals. Anyway, so that's that. I guess I'll close that up for now. Quit, and then we'll go back to this, and then I will show you briefly. I'll share with you what's been done on the Tele. So the Tele, I got the new pickup. The old pickup is toast. Unwittingly, when I was trying to, so the GNL Teles, the GNL they have a plastic cover for the neck pickup, and unwittingly, when I was trying to remove the plastic cover, thinking it was just like a fender that just basically essentially sits on top, as I was trying to remove it, there's some glue inside, and it broke that coil. So that pickup is shot. Had to toss that out. But this is because to replace the Tex-Mex pickups would not have arrived until the second week of September. I chose to go with the Seymour Duncan El Nico 2. It's a little bit different. It's not exactly matched to the Tex-Mex bridge, but we'll see. I mean, that's the first option, and as you see, the wires are sort of hanging out here. I've got to do a little bit of cosmetic work. I'm gonna have to fill a couple of the holes because there was the original pickup. The original pickguard was had the holes in slightly different places, and so this one is now not aligned. So I'll have to fill and re-drill the holes, and then so a couple interesting things is they got this. I got these Tone Rider pickups, so they're either going to be for the next Tele build, which I really like Telecasters. I think they're, everybody associates them with a country guitar. In fact, the guy that comes and helps me clean up here, he takes away our garbage and stuff every so often. he came over, saw it, and is like, "Oh, a country western guitar." But I like them for rock. I think they cut through the mix like extremely well. So if you have a really full and vibrant mix with a lot of pads and a lot of keyboards and stuff, the single coil and the sound of the telly cuts through it, and you don't have to excessively boost it. I've had problems in the past where I've done that, had a bit too much, too busy inside the song, and all the humbucker guitars that I used to think were like had the balls to sort of like really cut through it would just sound like mush. They just didn't have the impact. And then I tried out the original telly I had was a Fender or Squier Telecaster. I got for $139 at Guitar Center. I plugged that in and started playing it, and just broke through the mix like you wouldn't believe, no problem. Sounded amazing. So ever since then, anytime I've got, I do the opposite. Anytime I have a really full arrangement, I'll go the opposite direction of what you would normally assume, and I'll go to something that's got a single coil and has got a lot of bite to it. The other thing that I got this week is this a small company called Sheptone, and they make really good recreations of classic humbuckers. I mean, this is as small shop boutique as you can imagine. It's not it's not perfectly cosmetically done. But it's a really solid. I saw the videos, heard the tone out of it, and just going through simple rigs, and they sound amazing. So I bought one of these. They're a little bit spendy. 125 a piece, $250 for a set. And I'm going to give it a try on the instrument that I'm building right now. I'm shaping the body, and then I'm going to transfer it to a diagram and a set of coordinates that would be fed into a CNC machine, and then I'll ship it off to I'll ship that file off and get a reference version of the body and the neck that would then represent the first real production model of one of my instruments. It's going to have it's going to be halfway between a Stratocaster and an offset sort of stylized Telecaster, which is this body shape, the sort of stylized Wolfgang. But it's got a longer horn and more stylized. I used actually I drew a template. I outlined that, and then I put over top of it my PRS CE24, and then sort of drew like a compromise between the two. So it's definitely not as thin as sleek as a PRS double cutaway, but it's not a Stratocaster shape. It's definitely somewhere in between, and it's smaller bodied like that. So it's really looks like it's going to be nice and comfortable. I'm doing that in a poplar blank right now. Anyway, so and then it'll be like a 4+2 or an offset 3+3 shorter, smaller headstock. To make it look a lot more sleek. Again, the whole idea is I kind of see where Alan Holdsworth was going with what he was trying to do with the Carvin instruments that he was building with now it's Kiesel, and wanting to go to like a smaller, lighter body and eliminate the headstock so it doesn't drop down, and it just makes everything a lot more compact, easier to play. And so this is still going to look like a little bit more like a traditional instrument. and less like a Steinberger. I've never been terribly fond of the Steinbergers, but I do have one of the Strandbergs, and I really like it. It's really nice. It's the body shape and the shape of it and how they manufacture it is really nicely done. I just want something that's going to be a little less sort of out there, and of course solid, good quality wood. I'm going to try and chamber it to make it so it's lighter. Right now the poplar piece of poplar is like actually kind of heavy. It's like 5 pounds right now, even in its cut shape. Once I get all the routings done for the pickup cavities and control cavities and stuff, it'll probably lower it about a half a pound. But still, it's kind of heavy, so I'm going to try chambering it, get a little bit more resonance out of it, and then put a nice book-matched flame maple top on it and carve that. So that's that. That's what's going on. I mean, it's slow going. We're kind of living under the threat of smoke and wildfire these days, and so it's a sideline. It's not my main occupation. So this is what I'm hoping to accomplish, and then I'll be able to play it for you. This instrument will have this in the bridge, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to put in the neck, but I really do love the mini humbuckers sitting in the neck position, or a stacked P90 kind of thing, hum canceling P90. So I'm done for today. I appreciate you coming and watching, and and I would really welcome anybody coming and asking me about any of the stuff, like the guitars themselves that we're building, the music. We're making some really significant headway. I've still got a couple people that are slower to get back to me with their parts, but no big deal. We're still on track, and I'm also taking on mastering, some mastering gigs. So if you've got material that you want to have mastered, I will actually have somebody. I will have references for you pretty soon. People who will be able to provide references to say, yes, I love what he did to our music. It sounds really polished, and the mix is great. I just did something on Friday evening for one of my Facebook friends, somebody I've known since, 2006, since the Sound of Thoughts. He was one of the first people who hit the like button on one of my material, one of the pieces of my material. So let's, feel free to reach out. I'm online on Facebook. I'm here on YouTube. And let me know what your thoughts are, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you and chatting with you. So until then, stay healthy, stay safe. Be careful if you're anywhere where there's wildfires happening. And don't get sick on me. So we'll talk soon. Thank you.